might need to do the little Irish dance coming out there. All right, time for our keynote. Jason Hoevelmann started his fire service career as a junior firefighter in 1985 with the Sullivan Fire Protection District. He spent more than 30 years as a volunteer with Sullivan Fire Protection District, holding the ranks of lieutenant captain, assistant chief, fire chief, and fire marshal. He obtained his paramedic license in 1993 and began his career in St. Louis County with the Webster Groves Fire Department in 1996, leaving in 2000 for a position with the Florissant Valley Fire Protection District, where he currently serves as the fire chief. Jason considers himself a life learner. He has a bachelor's degree in fire service administration and an MBA with an emphasis on public administration. He is also a graduate of the National Fire Academy Executive Fire Officer Program. Chief Hoevelmann serves on NFPA technical committees for 1710, 1, and 1020, and is vice president of the Missouri Association of Fire Chiefs. He is a past board member of the ISFSI and a longtime member of the Muddy River Fools. Jason serves on the advisory board for FDIC and has been published in fire engineering numerous times. He's authored 2 books, The New Company Officer and No Exceptions Leadership. Jason is an instructor for the St. Louis County Fire Academy and lectures throughout North America. He is co-owner of Engine House Training, LLC. Please welcome a man of character, a man of principle, my friend, and today's keynote speaker, Chief Jason Hoevelmann.
Good morning. It's been a powerful morning. It's a pleasure to be in front of you, and I'd like to just tell you a little story. During the Civil War, General William S. Rosecrans recognized the critical importance of adaptability in the ever-changing conditions of the battlefield. One of the notable instances showcasing this adaptability was the formation of the Lightning Brigade under the command of Colonel John T. Wilder. The unpredictable nature of warfare demanded an agile response to varying circumstances, and Wilder's Lightning Brigade embodied this necessity. Wilder's Lightning Brigade was renowned for its innovative tactics, particularly its effective use of mounted infantry and the Spencer repeating rifle. These adaptations allowed the brigade to swiftly respond to different terrains and enemy movements, providing a tactical advantage on the battlefield. The ability to adapt increased the survivability of Wilder's troops and contributed significantly to their success in engagements during the Civil War. Wilder's strategic flexibility allowed Union commanders to capitalize on opportunities and respond effectively to Confederate maneuvers, influencing crucial battles' outcomes. Wilder's Lightning Brigade is an example of the importance and benefit of adaptability during the Civil War. In an era marked by dynamic and unpredictable warfare, the ability to adjust tactics and strategies in response to changing conditions proved crucial. Wilder's innovative approach not only enhanced the effectiveness of his brigade, but also contributed to the broader success of Union forces during this pivotal period in American history. What was critical in this circumstance was that when the idea based on increasing effectiveness and the mission was put forward to General Rosecrans by Wilder, it was thoughtfully considered and implemented, even though it was a departure from traditional methods of current warfare on the battlefield. In contrast, the Kodak company looked at things very differently when confronted with a new and innovative idea. Steve Sasson, an engineer at Kodak, is widely recognized as the digital camera inventor. In 1975, Sasson created the first prototype, which marked a groundbreaking moment in photography history. However, Kodak's leadership at the time failed to fully grasp Sasson's invention's significance. Despite Sasson's attempts to convey the potential of digital photography, Kodak's management largely dismissed the idea, viewing it as a threat to the lucrative film-based business that had long been the company's mainstay. The consequences of ignoring Steve Sasson's innovative work were severe for Kodak. While other companies seized the opportunity to invest in and develop digital camera technology, Kodak lagged behind. This lack of foresight and reluctance to embrace the digital revolution resulted in a substantial decline in market share for Kodak, particularly as consumer preferences shifted towards digital photography. Competitors embraced the evolving technology, leaving Kodak struggling to keep pace. The irony is that the very company that pioneered the photography industry found itself on the sidelines as digital imaging took center stage. By neglecting Steve Sasson's groundbreaking invention, Kodak not only missed out on the potential profits of the digital camera market, but also suffered a significant blow to its once dominant position in the industry, highlighting the importance of recognizing and capitalizing on groundbreaking innovations. A lack of adaptability and action are the enemies of success. They are the seeds that lead us to becoming complacent, demonstrating a lack of commitment to doing whatever it takes to ensure we meet our fire service mission and citizens' mission and expectations. I learned this lesson as a high school basketball player faced with a last-second play that forced me into an uncomfortable situation to win or lose a game. At that moment, I wanted to get the ball to our best one-on-one player, but he never got open. I had to make a decision: stay comfortable, force the ball into our best offensive player and possibly fail, or take a risk, attack the basket, and take the shot for the win. The teams win. I was fortunate, I took the risk, made the basket, and we won the game. That one play resulted from countless hours of practicing dribbling in my family's garage with no lights on and working on being comfortable with both hands while not needing to look at the ball. It was countless hours in the cold, rain, wind, and sun doing the little things that my coach told me I needed to do just for a moment like that. Going to my weak hand for that play seemed natural because of hours and hours of preparation. Our organization made a similar adaptation in 2000 when they added paramedic firefighters for our own advanced life support transport service. It also added paramedic firefighters to all apparatus. This was a major departure from the traditional service delivery model offered by most fire departments in our area at the time, and it was not accepted by everybody. There were critics in the department, in the public, and with some local politicians. But our leadership understood the need and knew we could provide a better service to our community by operating our own cross-trained ambulances. The part that was not recognized was the missed benefits of using these paramedic firefighters for suppression and rescue activities. In those early years, the paramedics were told, stay out of the way, be ready for victims or an injured firefighter. Didn't even need your gear. As our leadership changed and began to recognize the advantages of utilizing our paramedic firefighters and ambulances, our ambulance crews began to positively impact operations. Our ambulance crews may now arrive ahead of a suppression unit on working fires and may be able to make a knockdown with a can. In one instance, they then inter-searched a bedroom before the engine arrived and made the rescue. And I couldn't be prouder to work for these folks. Thanks to KMOV4 News for this footage as well. This adaptive thinking in action has been a significant benefit to our community, as well as engaging our younger members. The saves we are witnessing every day in this country are products of that kind of adaptive consideration and action, along with preparation work and effort. They are the result of study, education, and training. They happen because members are doing the seemingly small things that others won't or don't. These are the hard things, and they must be repeated over and over again. But they're so important. Those saves are not accidental, and they are not the result of luck. They result from many moments taking our own time to come to conferences like FDIC, to learn, doing one more set and rep when we're all tired, hot, and sweaty. Not settling for easy, fast, or being just okay. Those rescued citizens were blessed with firefighters and officers who put in the work, understood and managed the risks, and were willing to adapt and act even when it wasn't familiar or comfortable. The basics ingrained in those heroes provided the foundation for the extraordinary when it presented itself. What we do is risky and hard and difficult, and it's only getting more complex. Our profession and our communities deserve at least as much preparation as a high school athlete puts in and day out. Like my earlier story about the waning seconds of a basketball game, we cannot fear driving to the hole with our weak hand. The desired outcome for that game was a team win for a rural high school program. Those stakes were not very high. However, for everybody in this room, and those we're sworn to protect, the stakes could not be higher when it comes to our responsibilities of being prepared. We're talking about lives. We are charged with protecting those lives, those families, those futures and dreams, and yes, property. Our lives and careers are full of choices. We get to choose how prepared we are. We get to choose to get out of the chair to do work for improvement. We get to choose to read, study, and learn. We must choose action. John F. Kennedy said, "There are risks and costs to action, but they are far less than the long-range risks of comfortable inaction. We cannot accept comfortable inaction." Our citizens have no control or say about who protects them. They have zero say in who that firefighter is or how he or she prepares for their worst day, but they expect they will get the best firefighter who can adapt to an unfamiliar situation with skill and effectiveness. Firefighters who understand but manage the associated risks in service to others. But that only comes from the willingness to prepare, to adapt, and to get uncomfortable. Our basketball court or battlefield is changing lightning fast. And those changes are coming whether we like them or want them. No, we didn't envision we would be doing all of the things we do now when we went to the academy and decided to make this our profession. It doesn't matter. Our oath doesn't discriminate based on what we are called for. I would venture to guess that all of our oaths mention serve and protect with zero exceptions for everything some might feel they are above doing. I have not seen one oath for a new firefighter, paramedic, EMT, or officer that states they will serve and protect unless it's not on the list of things we feel are worthy of a fire department response. We must understand that if we are genuinely here for them, we must truly be here for them. To do that, we must adapt to these ever-changing environments and ask the public what they expect of us to truly serve and protect. We don't decide what is worthy of our efforts. All calls for assistance are worthy of our best, even if they differ from what we dreamed this job would be. For some, that takes adaptability and some humility. Our fires will come, our rescues will come, but the community's needs go much further than that, and we must adapt and act to ensure we are their protectors. All over the country and globally, the ever-expanding spectrum of our service is expanding to include challenges like EV fires, an increasing number of large and frequent natural disasters. We are filling emergency management roles, and the burgeoning demands of special operations incidents require us to adapt, change our tactics, and our prevention messages. The studies from UL and others have pushed the fire service to adapt to new empirical data that challenges our norms and beliefs, and in some cases validates others. We are transitioning prevention messages from stop, drop, and roll to close before you doze. For the public, the next logical question will be, then what? What do they do, and what should they count on from you when locking themselves in their bedroom with a raging fire on the other side of their door? We cannot abandon them. We must adapt and ensure we are prepared and ready to show up to the homes of those who have taken our advice, be able to quickly identify those spaces where they are waiting for us, and make those rescues. Although VES has been a staple tactic for decades, we must ensure that we continue to train and re-emphasize the importance of getting into searchable spaces as quickly as possible, and that may not be the front door. We should lean into academia to better equip ourselves with data critical to our responses, our training, and the effectiveness of our tactics and specific skills and tasks. From water mapping to heat release rates, exterior stream applications to interior stream applications, we are learning more about the impact of our actions than ever before. Not only with the brightest researchers, but also with contributions from some of the most experienced practitioners in our profession, combining the two realms into super teams to guide us into the future of our craft to save more lives and property, but only if we are willing to adapt and take action. It seems our playing field is being stretched and enlarged daily, but I will argue it is making us better practitioners of our craft. The fire service is being asked to do things nobody else in public safety wants or is equipped to do. I believe that they understand that the fire service gets things done, and we do it well. With the pandemic, staffing issues, civil unrest, active shooter events, and more, we rise to the challenges every single time, without pause, without hesitation, and without question, because that's who we are. We understand the desired outcome in all of those situations, to protect lives, and it is what we do best. We must not let our challenges become an excuse for accepting less than maximum effort, innovation, and action that puts the residents as anything other than our first tactical priority. But to be good and to adapt, we must be willing to prepare outside of our comfort zone and conveniences. We must be willing to open our minds and beliefs to things that are new and possible, that challenge our traditional thoughts and beliefs. Our profession is like law and medicine. It's a practice. For the practice of law, laws change due to legislation, local ordinances, case law, precedent. The best lawyers keep up, read, study, and adapt to the changes in their profession to ensure they can provide the best legal advice and counsel possible. They practice law. Doctors and those at the top of the medical field adapt to new studies, technology, and medicine. They know that how they did things when they started may differ starkly from what is done today. They study, read, and understand the new technology and how it enhances their existing skills without shunning or blowing new ideas aside. They are familiar with the new and emerging techniques and medications that provide their patients with a better quality of life, regardless of what they were initially taught a decade or 2 or 3 earlier. They understand the desired outcome is saving lives. They practice medicine. Our profession is no different. We must sometimes be willing to change our beliefs and perspectives and be practitioners of our craft. That takes a capacity and willingness to adapt to what is unfamiliar, inconvenient, and uncomfortable, to grow and to be able to drive the lane with our weak hand without thinking or worrying about it. Our citizens expect no less. We have witnessed outstanding examples of fire service professionals adapting and stretching their actions. We need to look no further than UL studies that have looked at fire stream application, closing doors and compartmentalization, ventilation, and water mapping over the last decade. Brian Brush and others have elevated above the comforts of the fire ground and training ground to immerse themselves into a world of data and analysis, all for the mission. The result from examples like Brian and the Firefighter Rescue Survey is crucial. Understanding and implementing findings from data analysis is essential to our profession, and we need to adapt to that reality, make it work in concert with our mission in protecting life and property. Recent efforts have put a focused emphasis on quantifying our tactics, our size up, and our focus on rescues. The research conducted to establish where victims are found, how they are found, and much more has caused some of us to question and adjust our current operational training to ensure we are taking the results from the Firefighter Rescue Survey into account. This is a perfect example of adapting and acting to put the focus where it demands, our residents. Many of you in this room have adapted and acted for years to be able to attend FDIC, using your own vacation and personal time because your organization does not provide paid time off or training for development. Take what you learn here and be a wilder. Be innovative, suggest ideas, practice new things, and relearn old things. The stakes could not be higher. How many of you are here today on your own time and dime? You all deserve an applause. Chiefs that may be watching this, you must find a way to remove obstacles that prevent your members from growing professionally and learning from those outside your organizations. You must find a way to equip your members better to adapt and act as a mechanism to fulfill our obligation to our residents completely every time they call us. You must listen to those ideas like Wilder's, even when they may not be conventional or the way that you've always done it. Yes, it will cost money. Yes, it may create overtime, but don't allow the bottom line to be an obstacle that makes your members feel and believe that growth beyond their department is impossible. Like JFK said, our comfortable inaction can have long-lasting negative impacts. We must be willing to investigate new ideas and to take some risks, especially as chiefs, that put our mission and members first. Your community deserves the best. I understand the challenge. I do. As chiefs, we must be more innovative and resourceful in getting our members trained and developed. It is a paramount responsibility we must accept. Sometimes adapting and acting is very difficult and not popular, but it's always about the mission, lives, and property. We are the protectors, the warriors, the last hope for those in their most desperate moments. Action is the only choice. Purposeful, meaningful, urgent action. Be proud and be ready. Keep training and growing. For all of you here, mentor and coach the next generation to be protectors of action as demonstrated by your actions. Thank you, God bless you, and act.
Great job, man. Thank you, man. Stay out here with me. Good to see you. Well, I hope that we exceeded your expectations with the opening ceremony yesterday and the general session today. Please get registered for the National Firefighter Registry, and let's get those questions answered. Let's all follow the leadership examples of Guston, Chikarotis, and Jason. What an incredible couple of days. We made the decision to update the set last year. We wanted to take you out of the kitchen and into the apparatus bay where so much of our training takes place. I want to thank Aubrey Dunn, Dennis Ross, and the entire team at H2M Architects and Engineer for the design work, the Expo Group for the build-out, and Freeman for the lighting and tech support. We talked about risk management today and yesterday. Well, trust me, changing the set from a well-oiled machine, the same set for 28 years, was a big risk. This is a great lesson in how collaboration leads to success. Every single person and group involved had input and worked together to adapt, and I think they crushed it. I want to thank Coolwater, Moonfish Productions, Rob, Terry, Diane. Great job. All the support, guidance, execution, and most importantly, your friendship. Thank you to the entire team at Clarion for putting together the greatest show on earth. Yeah. Today we continue with more great training. The exhibit floor opens, and this year the training doesn't stop with the exhibit floor opening. There are numerous free training opportunities in the drill yard at the Lucas Oil Experience. Starting today and continuing all the way through Saturday, there is free training in the drill yard out there. We've converted the stadium into a training drill yard. You can check the app for the schedule. Finally, I want to thank you for your dedication to learn, to get better every day, and take that back to your department. Andy Fredericks was on stage with us this year. Yeah. And we also recently lost a very valuable member of the production crew earlier this year. So Andy Fredericks, Paul Casey, this one's for you. God bless. Thank you.